Hey, how's it going, guys? MrBossFTW here, and in today's GTA 5 video, we're going to be talking about the vehicles we know so far and what they're going to look like in GTA 5 when they come out in the Nightclub update. We're also going to be taking a look at how many vehicles we know so far, and there's actually a lot of them. So let's start with the first vehicle, and that is the Enus Stafford. So the Enus Stafford is going to be based off of a Rolls-Royce vehicle. We know that because it was featured in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Now, in GTA San Andreas, the Stafford was based off of the Rolls-Royce Silver Wraith 2, and it also takes hints from the Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow. So the vehicle you guys are looking at right now is way more modern than the one we're probably going to be getting in-game. Because San Andreas takes place in the 90s, I'm imagining we're going to be getting a 90s version of a vintage, ultra-luxury Rolls-Royce. So even though this version is super modern and really cool, it's pretty similar to what we have in the game already, the Windsor, the Super Diamond, etc. So I believe we are going to be getting more of like a 90s-esque version, and I still think that could be pretty awesome. I think there's a lot of cool features of Rolls-Royce vehicles that we haven't seen so far. Like my favorite, which is the fact that the rear doors sort of open up in an opposite fashion in which a lot of people are used to. It would be awesome if Rockstar could take advantage of that. We've seen them do that in the past with suicide doors, gull wing doors, butterfly doors. So it'd be really cool to see them take advantage of that. But anyways, this is the first vehicle right here, the Enus Stafford. I feel like this is going to be an awesome car. Whether Rockstar throws it in the sedan category, which that's what it was in San Andreas, or if they put it for whatever reason in sports, I don't know why they would. Maybe they would, or sports classic, you never know. Either way, I think this is going to be an awesome vehicle. And the version we saw in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas had a lot of upgrade options as well, so I certainly expect nothing less from Rockstar in this version that's going to be coming out in GTA 5. And speaking of its customization, the only other thing we know is that it's going to have liveries, which is a great sign. Typically when a car has liveries, it means it's got pretty unique customization. That's the first vehicle. The second vehicle is going to be the Mammoth Patriot stretch. Now, you guys are going to laugh at this. This mod is way over the top than it probably needs to be, but this is what a Mammoth Patriot stretch is going to look like. A really long limousine version of the Hummer. And that's exactly what you're getting right here. Now, once again, I don't expect it to be this size. This is absolutely outrageous and simply can't be driven around normal streets. But it's going to be something like this. A much shorter version, but still lots of fun. I think it's going to be great for driving around our nightclub guests. Hopefully that's a thing. Maybe we'll use it for our nightclub business. As I've stated in a previous video, with all these luxury vehicles being added, it'd be cool if we could have like a chauffeur or a driver that could, shuttle us around from place to place. Almost like a personal taxi. That would be so cool, and I think that would be an awesome addition to the game. So that right there is the Mammoth Patriot stretch, another vehicle that's going to be coming out in the game. After that, we've got the Ocelot Swinger. So we know the Swinger is going to be based off of the Jaguar E-Type. We also know that the Swinger is going to have its own liveries as well. The one that Rockstar is going to be giving away for the guest list is called For Queen and Country, which I'm all imagining is going to be a Union Jack livery. I think this is going to be the pop culture car from this vehicle, as it made a very awesome appearance in Austin Powers, and we saw sort of how it looked there. So we know the Ocelot Swinger. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a really cool car. It's got liveries on there too. The E-Type from Jaguar is one of the best vehicles of all time, and it's going to be an amazing addition to the lineup of cars we're going to get in the Nightclub update. After that, we've got three vehicles that were all confirmed on the guest list. That is the Mtl Pounder Custom, the Mule Custom, and the Speeder Custom. Now, I think that these three vehicles are going to serve very different purposes. I feel like since Rockstar are all just doing customized versions of existing vehicles, they need to have different features. So, for example, the Pounder Custom might be like a super armored, weaponized version meant for carrying cargo and supplies. The Mule Custom might be like a party van or a party truck where you go around advertising your nightclub. And the Speeder Custom, I don't really know what that's for. Maybe it's like a mobile version you could use on some nightclub business runs or something like that. Sort of maybe like a faster version of the Pounder for, more city-to-city missions. So those three vehicles are getting custom variants. the Pounder, Mule, and Speedo have been in the game since day one. So you're going to know what to expect for the most part with these vehicles. They're just getting sort of a Nightlife, Nightclub retouch, which, don't get me wrong, if Rockstar does this right, they could have really cool features and they could be awesome. But at the end of the day, they aren't necessarily new cars. After that, we've got the Terabyte. Now, the Terabyte is a vehicle we know is going to be coming out in this update. Now, the Terabyte might be a code word. It might be, the beta name for this vehicle. It sounds like an electric supercar or sports car. I've stated that I think it's going to be the new Tesla Roadster 2020. We know Rockstar's love for Tesla vehicles, and it would make sense. So I think it might either be a coil brand. It sounds like it with the electric supercar, sports car sort of vibe. And if that vehicle was added, I would obviously expect it to have, amazingly quick acceleration, nice performance, stuff like that. So that is the Terabyte. Now, after that, we need to talk about 8 vehicles: the Futo, Ruiner, Hearse, Prairie, Serrano, FQ2, Habanero, and Patriot. Now, I know we're already getting a Mammoth Patriot stretch, but because this Patriot has a separate hash, I'm going to be listing it anyways. These are vehicles found by FunMW2 that something is going to be happening to them in the next update. Now, that could be something simple, like Rockstar just adding them to the website, sort of like a quality of life change where you're able to buy these vehicles that for the longest time and until now have only been available to find in free roam. You haven't been able to purchase them on the website. So adding them to that would make them less rare but more accessible to other players. That's one change that could be made. Another change we've touched on is these vehicles could be getting Benny's upgrades. The return of Benny's finally might be happening in the Nightclub update. It's been over 2 years since Rockstar have introduced a Benny's vehicle into the game, and it sort of seems like that's the direction they're going with in this update. They're essentially just reusing a lot of vehicles from previous updates. I mean, heck, they've already confirmed 3. The Pounder, Mule, and Speedo are all getting upgrades. They've been in the game since day one. So it would not shock me at all if there was a lot of Benny's vehicles in this update, and it could be those 8 vehicles. Now, some of those seem a little strange for Benny's, like the Hearse and certainly the Serrano, but I definitely think Rockstar could work if they put their mind to it, and it seems like they have, and it seems like that's the direction they're ultimately going to be going here, providing new Benny's vehicles for the game. So although those aren't new cars in particular, like the Mule, like the Speedo, and like the Pounder, they could be getting separate upgradable versions, which would be kind of cool. So that right there is 15 vehicles. Now, according to FunMW2, there are also 15 other hashes that have yet to be decoded. Now, once again, these are the ones that have been found so far. FunMW2 says also we don't know the full vehicle list. The rewards only mention some vehicles that are coming with this update. But these are hashes that have not been found yet. And you can see them right there. Now, I'm not sure if there's any overlap between the vehicles I've just mentioned and these 15 unknown ones. Again, I'm not the person that would be able to best tell you that. But if they were, I would have assumed by now that someone with the ability to figure that out would have figured it out. So by that logic, I'm going to say that they are separate vehicles. And if we do some simple math, 15 hashes right there, 15 vehicles we looked at, that gives us a grand total of 30. And again, that isn't even the full vehicle list. So could there be 30 plus cars in this update? I'd say that there is a pretty good chance that that could be the case. And this definitely would not be shocking considering this is probably the final update before Red Dead Redemption 2. Rockstar's probably going to do a lot of drip feeding with this update to make it last right up until the release of that new game that they're obviously going to be coming out in October. So this is great news. Number one, we're going to have a lot of awesome vehicles. But number two, I feel like it means we're going to get more vehicles on day one than we're typically used to, especially in the last DLC, Southern San Andreas Super Sports, which we didn't get a lot of vehicles on day one, and the drip feed vehicles weren't that great. Now, the only thing I'm a little worried about here with all the vehicles we've touched on, a lot of them are familiar names. It seems like Rockstar are just trying to do custom variants of vehicles we've already had in the game, which, is enjoyable if it isn't a Benny's upgrade because Benny's vehicles are amazing. I mean, look what Rockstar did to the Banshee 900R and look what they did to the Sultan RS. But at the same rate, if that's like all the update is and not enough new cars, which we've seen there will be a handful, and when I'm making this video, I haven't really gotten a ton of official information from Rockstar, so maybe they'll put all those worries and issues to bed soon. But as of right now, those are the sort of the concerns I have regarding this update and regarding all of the vehicles. But that right there is what a lot of them are going to look like in game. And that right there is also a look at just how many we've seen so far, which is 30. Some confirmed with names, some unconfirmed just as hashes in the game files. But anyways, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about all the vehicles we've touched on today. Out of all the ones we've looked at, which one are you most excited for? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.